Talon, a lot's been made about your new wide receivers this season. 6 touchdown passes. Just what did you see from that group today?
First off, I want to give praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And like everybody's been talking about, just the versatility of the receiver room, and just showcasing the ball in their hands and the playmaking ability that they have. And like I said, I want to say the previous interview, I just got to do my job and giving them opportunity, and they're gonna do the rest. So.
Did anything surprise you? First time out there with Omega, Raylan. Anything jump out at you like maybe hadn't seen this in fall camp, or was it just all the preseason work? Kind of nothing really surprised you today.
I mean, honestly, it was just like you said, the preseason work, but just being antsy to be back out there in front of the fans. With my brothers, and just to be out there live, not having the black jersey on, and yeah, going to battle.
CJ, how good was today? Not only just what's gone on with your father and everything, but also your first kind of huge contribution here at Arkansas.
It's good. I think it's the best for my mom, my family. My mom loves to see me go out there and score touchdowns, and Taylor was able to get me the ball today. And he made great plays too to allow me to make plays.
How to make up for last year.
For you, I think you had more yards after the catch than maybe the second guy had receiving yards in total. I mean, what made it so difficult for defenders to bring you down today?
Just hearing it every day from Coach Petrino, yards out the catch, and just self-motivated, and just wanting to get the extra yards. So that's really all to it.
And obviously for you, you went back in, but can you just describe a little bit more about what happened just with the hamstring and then in the tent, kind of the problem there?
Just cramping. I haven't been live and with the bullets flying since the bowl game, and of course, it's a 3:15 kickoff, so I got to do a better job of hydrating and get my body right. So,
you and Coach Pittman kind of shared a hug after that second touchdown. What was said between you guys?
Coach Pittman was there through every step of the way with my father. He almost had to force me to go see my father, because I know if my dad wanted me to be at practice, like always. If any of y'all knew my dad, he wanted me to be at practice. So Coach Pittman pulled me aside when it was all going on, and told me that I need to go, and they're going to take me this afternoon, you know what I'm saying? So that moment we shared, he just hugged me, and I told him I'm doing it for my pops, and he was like, you are. So that was all that was.
How much have you and Jada kind of leaned on each other in this time?
Not only Jada, but my other two sisters. I mean, me being the only boy, they're going to look up to me just naturally. Being there, being strong for them, and strong for my mother as well. I think we've leaned on each other a lot.
Big in the FCA on the board. How much comfort does that give you?
A lot. I mean, my dad touched a lot of people. He's a great man. And I'm going to keep his legacy alive for till the day I die.
Yeah, for Taylor and Omega, that last drive of the first half kind of seemed like maybe you guys were force-feeding Omega there. He had 3 receptions on that drive. Was that intentional, or was it just luck of the draw? He was open.
I mean, I would say just you got to feed the playmakers, and he does a great job of getting open, and I see mismatches, and I got to do my job to give him opportunity. He's going to do the rest. So.
Touchdown pass where you're going right, you're going to the ground, and then that dart defender hanging all over him. I mean, you had 6 touchdown passes today. Was that your favorite, or do you have a favorite?
I don't really got a favorite, really. All touchdowns I'm grateful for. That's really our mindset, is to score every single time we touch the ball and have a series. So I would say that was a pretty cool experience, and to celebrate in the back of the end zone. What celebration you do? Because you high five somebody at home.
Getting the crowd involved. You got to score. You got to get the crowd involved. So that's what I'll be doing.
KJ had his own touchdown pass. I mean, just what'd you think of his performance today?
I thought he did well. Came in there and You know, he got hit but still delivered the ball. You know, a lot of people don't see how much he prepares every single day. You know, he we'll like have a 10 a.m. meeting or 11 a.m. meeting. Say we have like 11 a.m. meeting. He's gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and prepare. And you know, Coach Petrino jokes all the time. He walks into the meeting room and he's like, "KJ, what time did you wake up?" And he's like 5:30, and everybody else wakes up at 9:30, stuff like that. So he's always being prepared, and even in the hotel room, he was going over the script and going over the opening the plays. So just his prep, and you're seeing how he matured through this whole thing. So I'm proud of him for how he stepped in there and got his first touchdown.
As being a veteran, I mean, going back to your first few years, I mean, how important is it for a younger guy like that to get those reps?
Oh, definitely. It all starts with, getting your feet wet and just building that confidence. Really just, you see, especially as a freshman, you run out the tunnel, you see all these people, bullets flying fast. But at the same time, once you get reps and once you get comfortable and get your feet wet, you realize there's 22 people out there and 120 yards, and it's just like when you picked up the ball your first time and fell in love with it. So
seems like you got hit a little bit hard after a few scrambles. What's kind of your mentality when it comes to the open field?
Honestly, do whatever I have to do to get that first down. And it took a little bit for me to get used to hitting, because I haven't got hit, like I said, since the bowl game. But after those hits, I'm wake up and continue to play ball, keep the chains moving. So,
Taylor, whole new receiving crew this year, all new, basically. What do you think about you guys' performance today and opening up and making a statement the way you guys did, saying that everything's going to be fine?
I mean, honestly, I wasn't surprised. If you see how much work they put in, but at the same time, how fast they practice, especially Omega and CJ. Like Omega would take a drag route, and we'll be like on the 20-yard line and take it 80 yards. And just the way that they work every single day, they could be tired, but you wouldn't know it. And, I'm not surprised, but I'm just glad and grateful to have a receiver room like this.
Drive you guys had right before halftime, I think you went to him 5 times on that drive. You got 4. The other one was a pass interference. When he's coming back, or after a play, is he looking at you going, "I'm open, bro. I'm open"?
Oh, always. He always gonna say, even when he's always gonna be like, keep feeding me, or he's gonna give me a certain look, and I know like that Omega's the one I can depend on if I don't get scrambling or something like that. So just to have that weapon in the offense is definitely he could tell you how much he.
What do you got to say about that?
It just goes back to us, training and getting the extra reps out to practice, and just meeting and watching film, and like I said, just having his back and knowing he got mine. So like I said, it's just he gonna make certain things, and I just feel like I gotta make it correct. So we don't hear Coach Petrino's mouth at the end of the day. So that's really all it is.
That was a great job.
Oh.